What is up, guys? It's Visor, and you've probably already seen a couple of these videos already on the 1.1 update notes, so I'm pretty late to the party. However, all of those videos have missed a pretty important update that was hidden in plain sight because it's not in any of the text. It's not mentioned in any of the text here. So what it is you can see in this first screenshot over here, I'll zoom in a little bit. On the top right, you can see basic seal tube and medium seal tube in the synthesizer. And this does reset weekly. So yes, we get to craft weekly Echo experience. And you may have also noticed in the screenshot that there was weapon XP next to the Echo XP that you can also craft, but that has already been in the game since day one. So if you haven't been farming that, you should start farming and crafting those right now. You get to craft 10 of each, so 10 blues and 10 greens. So I am assuming that the Echo XP craft that they're going to introduce in 1.1 will also be 10 blues and 10 greens, which means we will be able to craft about 15,000 Echo XP every week. And I know some players will be upset because they did not mention buffing Tacet field drops at all. So hopefully this weekly Echo crafting will cheer them up just a little bit. I also went ahead and did some simple calculations on the weekly XP crafting and how much actual Echo XP gain overall we'll get as a percentage based on our current drop rate numbers. I won't bore you with all the numbers, so for the average casual player who uses about 10% to 25% of their weekly wave plates on Tacet fields, you'll see an increase of about 10% to 27% of your total weekly XP compared to normal when the 1.1 update drops. And for the more hardcore players who spend 50% of their weekly wave plates on Tacet fields, you'll only see about a 5% Echo XP increase. It's not that much, but it was indeed a mistranslation error, so they were never really planning on buffing Tacet fields in the first place. They didn't have to do this weekly Echo XP craft at all, so we'll take what we can get, right? Small wins. And for people who are curious about what this thing at the bottom was, basically they also mentioned in the notes that they were going to increase the number of lustrous, radiant, and forging tides you can buy from the free coral shop by 1, from 6 to 7. So instead of 18, in the next patch we'll be able to buy 21 free pulls, which is an increase of about 17%, which is nice because a lot of people were asking for the shop to reset every month instead of every patch. Would have been a 50% increase in currency, but I think that was a bit too much, and having a 17% increase is a nice middle ground. So they did kind of listen, and I am satisfied with this because they didn't have to do this at all. So the next big thing is the double Tacet field drop event. It is starting tomorrow and it's lasting 7 days. And complete, spend wave plates for double rewards, okay. Reward claims for quad cleansing refresh every day at 4 AM server time. So based on the previous event, that means it's going to be limited as well, probably to 3 times a day, which means we will get 21 chances of double drops in Tacet fields in total. And assuming worst case scenario for Tacet field drops, which is about 20,000 Echo experience, we will get 42 times 20,000, which is worst case scenario 840,000 Echo experience in total. And of course we'll get double tuners as well, but nobody cares about those as much as the actual XP. And the crazy thing is we can actually have a chance of dropping 10 gold echoes at once. That's kind of insane, because before you could get like 2 to 5 gold echoes, something like that, but now you can get like 4 to 10 at once. That just sounds ridiculous, and we'll see if that's actually the case tomorrow. Overall, I think this is a really nice event. It's what people have been asking for. They're gonna love it, but I do have a few predictions I want to make about this event. The first one is people are going to run out of shell credits, especially the people who have been like farming echoes the whole time and like upgrading echoes the whole time. They've already been running out, so this event will make that situation even worse. Second of all, people are going to get way too many gold tuners to use because especially the people who already know how to recycle and get the 30% refund on the gold tuners, they're going to have way too many, and I'm going to assume people are going to be going over 1,000 gold tuners by the end of this event. And my last prediction is that people will keep complaining about Echo experience if this event doesn't run at least once a month, because people are still upset that they didn't buff Tacet fields, and because people just love complaining about Echo experience. That poster makes it seem like y'all just announced a movie. I agree. This is a really nice splash art. It looks like a movie poster. Wow. So with this, they've officially announced Jinhsi and Changli. So Fusion and Spectro officially confirmed. And I know a lot of people like Jinhsi, but I'm more of a Changli enjoyer. And the weapons are Broadblade for Jinhsi and Sword for Changli. 100% official confirmation. And main quest and new companion quest for Changli officially announced. And I can already hear the complaints again from people not being able to skip through the dialogue, like in the first couple of days of release. And new echoes officially announced. So I'm assuming Dre is the only 4-cost one here. And these ones are 3-cost ones, and these are 1-cost ones based on their looks. And this one is another different elusive realm. And it seems to feature Scar, because this is the Scar picture from the domain in game. Yeah, if you can see that, it's like it has like the horns. It's like a bit faint, the outline in game, but if you can see it, then you know what I mean, right? It's like the same. And we have the tactical simulacra, which I'm assuming is something to do with the simulation challenges. And we do see a crownless over here, so I'm assuming there's a new hologram for crownless. And Lolo campaign looks like some kind of RNG wheel. So based on what I can see here, Astrite is the best by far. Yep. And the gold is Resonator XP, which is a strange choice. Purples are weapon and weapon crafting. I don't think these three are any better than the Crystal Solvent. I think Crystal Solvent is actually the second best, yeah. So I'd prefer Astrite than Crystal Solvent. And finally, we come back to the 1.1 preview. I left this for last because everybody here has probably already gone through it once in some other video, so yeah. I'll just go through the things that I feel like are worth mentioning. So again, with the Echo XP is huge. I've already mentioned that at the start because basically everybody skipped over that for some reason. And yeah, we get to combine our blue tuners into purple ones and purple ones into yellow ones because they were pretty useless. They weren't doing anything, so that is a nice change. Increased unit XP for unlocking new echoes. So basically everybody's gonna get a decent chunk of unit XP for unlocking echoes. Everybody's probably unlocked all the echoes in the game already, so everybody's probably gonna get the same amount. And I'm assuming it's only gonna be enough for about 1 level, so it shouldn't be that significant. Higher cost range for echoes rewarded from the daily activities. So I think it should be lower cost range because they're removing 1-cost echoes from the drop pool, which is really nice because now we can only get 3 or 4-cost echoes. And 100% chance for 5-star or gold echo drops instead of 80% chance at level 21. Really nice. New types of puzzles. I don't really have an opinion on this. Cool, I guess. Remove Tacet field animation. Save a few seconds every Tacet field. Cool. Lowered shell cost credit. That's pretty big because I actually was running pretty low on shell credits for a few days. So that's really nice. Simplified cruising challenge. I never had an issue with this. Maybe it's for the mobile players who struggled with this. Preview of other special events. So the only events people care about are the ones that give you pools, astrites, or extra Echo XP, right? So people care about this one, the 7-day login. That's going to give us free pools for sure. The double Echo drop event. Everybody will care about that. Everyone will love that. And the next one is, for everything else, people will only care about the astrite. That's about it, right? And they're going to be adding a new layered map feature, but only for the new area Mount Firmament. They're going to be rolling out layered map in the rest of the map in future updates. New area quest progress. I guess it's just nice quality of life. You don't have to teleport around everywhere anymore just to find all the hidden quests. Cool. Expanded detection range for loot mapper. I guess it's just going to make getting 100% clears for the map a bit faster. And there's a lot of random filler stuff after this, so I won't bore you with that. There is one interesting thing though, which is more variety of daily quests, basically, to finish dailies faster. Personally, I thought the dailies were already pretty fast, so I guess the faster the better. So overall, devs cooked, devs listened, except for one thing, which a lot of players will be unhappy about, which is they didn't buff Tacet fields. But there are a lot of good arguments against buffing Tacet fields, so I will say the devs did make the right choice in this situation. So I will say overall, devs listened. That's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one.